everybody. I would like to talk about the short story that you all read, which is called Guts. So, the reason why we do an analysis of this and write an essay is because we want to tell what the theme is of the story. We want to tell what the message is of the story, and also we want to explain how the author makes his craft, how the author does what he does, how he gets his message out. In the case of this story, we are dealing with a kind of horror story, and I want to tell you what to look for in a story like this, and also in other stories. Now, first you want to look for the theme, look for the message, because you need to write a really good introduction. And you want to start your introduction by making a theme statement. So first of all, think about what the theme is. So in Guts, one of the main themes would be something like shame, or the fear of stigma, the fear of a social stigma, because it is so embarrassing. These stories about three different boys, one of them being the narrator. Each of these stories is about the shame that they feel, the shame that they are exposed to when it is discovered what they have actually done. So one of the greatest taboos in this world, in this Western world at least, that we live in, is sex and all things that comes with it, especially self satisfaction. You definitely don't want to be exposed when you are playing with yourself. It's very, very socially awkward and stigmatizing. So you may never recover from the shame of being exposed when you're trying to keep something secret or private or to yourself. So these stories are all about that stigma and the fear of stigma, and what people do to hide their privacy, or to hide their to protect their privacy. So we have three stories. The first two stories is about his friends. The first two stories are about his friends. One of them being the carrot boy, and the other one being the wax boy, called the wax boy and the carrot boy. And the carrot boy is exposed. His mother finds his carrot, and the wax guy is exposed because he has to go to the hospital, and his parents eventually find out what he's been doing. Now, our main character, the narrator himself, he is also exposed, but his parents choose to be quiet about it and to lie about it. His father lies to the pool guy and says that it's the dog that has died in the pool. And his mother makes a sorry excuse and says that he was just in shock and he didn't know what he was doing and all that kind. So it is really about what people do to cover up a catastrophe, being exposed to this shame. So, in this assignment, you were supposed to look for the use of the narrative mode, and also, explain about what the narrative mode is, how the story is made, by the author, what techniques the author uses to tell his story. That's the narrative mode. And also you're supposed to talk about the setting in this story. So first I would like to talk about what setting is. Setting is the time, the place, and the environment. The physical environment, the socio-economic environment. That means physical environment, where are they? And also socio-economic environment. Are they rich? Are they poor? What social class do they belong to? And how can you tell which social class people belong to by looking at the language they use, or looking at their behavior, or the clothes that they wear, or the place that they live? In the case with the wax boy, some of you have mentioned that he is taken to a hospital which is not a very nice hospital, because he has to share a room with someone else. So that means possibly that his friends are of a middle class or lower middle class, whereas he himself, the narrator, lives in a house with a pool, and this pool could be a sign that the family is better off economically than his friends' family. So they may belong to the upper middle class, maybe. So this is also enforced by looking at what his father wants for his son. His father wants success for his son. His father wants his son to be successful at all costs. And we know this because the narrator notices the big orange vitamin pill, horse vitamin pill, the horse pill that his father gives him to help him put on weight. What does that mean? That means that this vitamin pill is not a vitamin pill. It's a steroid pill, right? So his father feeds his son steroids in order to make his son have success at all costs. This means that the father fears not having success. And he fears that his son is not going to have success unless he gets this football scholarship. His son is not able to get a normal scholarship because he's not very bright, obviously. But you can actually get a scholarship by being big and being good at football. Then you can get the scholarship, which is a bunch of money that you get. Actually, it's a bunch of money that you can use to pay for your tuition at college, and also normal living costs. So the father fears this social stigma if he's not successful, and if his son is not successful. This is enforced further by the fact that he lies about what happened to his son. He's afraid of social stigma.